In the waters west of Mindoro lies one of the most remarkable reef systems on Earth. Apo Reef, the largest coral reef system in the Philippines. A place known for clear waters, towering coral walls, and life that gathers here from across the sea from above. It appears almost complete, a reef surrounded by open ocean, a world built beneath the waves. But a path rarely begins where we first notice it. Many who come here look toward the reef, toward the coral, toward the sharks that patrol its edges. Yet the story of Apo Reef begins somewhere else, not in the open sea, not among the coral, but on a small island resting quietly at its center. To understand the reef, we must first step onto the land. At first glance, it seems to have little to do with the reef. A bird, far from the coral, far from the sharks, far from the open sea. The Nicobar Pigeon, one of the most remarkable island birds in our region. Here, on this isolated island, it finds something increasingly rare. A place to rest, a place to feed, a place to continue its path. Most visitors come searching for what lies beneath the water, yet every day, life continues above it. The island breathes, the forest grows, and countless lives leave their mark upon this place. The reef and the island may appear separate, but the boundary between them is not as clear as it seems. Nutrients from the forest travel with the rain. Life from the land helps support life at the water's edge. And at that edge, another world begins. Every path leads somewhere, and this one leads to the roots. Here, the future of the reef begins its life unseen. For many people, a shark belongs to the open sea, to deep water, to powerful currents, to the edge of the reef. Yet every life begins somewhere, even that of a shark. These are blacktip reef sharks. Some are only months old. For now, the vast reef beyond the lagoon is still beyond their reach. The lagoon serves as a nursery, a protected refuge where young sharks begin life away from the dangers of the outer reef. The water is calm, the currents are gentle, and larger predators rarely enter these shallow waters. The mangroves provide more than shelter. Their roots create a living maze, a place where young fish can hide, a place where young sharks can grow, a place where survival becomes possible. When we think of sharks, we often imagine strength. But strength is not how this story begins. It begins with vulnerability. The young shark is still learning to hunt, learning to navigate, learning the rhythms of the lagoon that now protects it. One day, these waters will no longer be enough. The young sharks will leave the safety of the lagoon. They will follow the reef outward, toward stronger currents, toward deeper water, toward a world far larger than the one they know today. But that day has not yet arrived. And the young shark is not alone. Many of the reef's future inhabitants begin their lives here, hidden among the roots, waiting for their own paths to unfold. Among them, a fish no larger than a finger, a future hunter of the reef, a young snapper. Among the roots, another life begins, a young snapper. Small enough to hide within the spaces between the mangroves, small enough to become a meal for almost anything larger than itself. For creatures this size, the open sea is not freedom. It is danger. Every shadow may hide a predator. Every current may carry them away, and so they remain here, in the shelter of the mangroves, growing, waiting, preparing for a future they cannot yet survive. These roots protect more than a single species. Juvenile snappers, young groupers, countless reef fish spend the earliest part of their lives here. To the casual eye, it may appear empty, but the nursery is full. The young shark we met earlier depends on this place. So do the fish around it, predator and prey, both shaped by the same refuge, both following paths that begin beneath these roots. One day this fish will leave the nursery, the reef will ask more of it, but for now, the roots remain enough. The mangroves do more than shelter life. They hold the shoreline together. They soften the force of waves. They trap nutrients carried from the island. And they return those nutrients to the sea. What begins in the forest does not remain in the forest. The island feeds the mangroves feed the lagoon. And the lagoon helps sustain the reef beyond. A path rarely ends where it begins. The young snapper will leave, the young shark will leave, and beyond the nursery, another community waits, the reef most people come to see. Beyond the nursery, the reef reveals another kind of builder. Not one that grows from roots, not one that shelters the young, but one that helps shape the very island itself. The Bumphead parrotfish, one of the largest reef fish in the world, a grazer of coral, a sculptor of reefs, and, in its own way, a maker of shores. At first glance it appears destructive, a fish tearing apart the reef. But appearances can be deceiving. Much of what the parrotfish consumes is already dead coral, covered in algae, ready to be recycled into something new. Every day, these fish grind old coral into fine particles. Stone becomes sand, and sand becomes shore. The beaches of tropical islands are shaped by many forces: wind, waves, time. But some of that brilliant white sand began its journey inside a fish. The reef is not a static place. It is constantly changing, building, breaking, renewing itself, life reshaping life. What began among mangrove roots now joins a much larger world. The young snapper will one day feed here. The young shark will one day hunt here. And countless lives depend on the reef remaining healthy. And where life flourishes, it rarely gathers alone. Ahead, a different kind of force awaits. From above, it might resemble a cloud. From a distance, a wall of silver. But every movement is made by a single fish responding to another, and another, and another. These are Bigeye Trevallies. One fish alone is easy to overlook. Together, they become something impossible to ignore. No leader gives commands, no signal is spoken, yet thousands respond as though sharing a single thought. In places where reefs remain healthy, life gathers in extraordinary numbers. And Apo Reef remains one of the few places where such gatherings still occur. A school like this is more than a spectacle. It is evidence that the reef is still providing food, still providing shelter, still supporting life on a remarkable scale. The journey of the young snapper, the protection of the mangroves, the work of the parrotfish, none exist in isolation. Together, they help sustain moments like this. As the reef falls away, the currents grow stronger, the water grows deeper, and the rules begin to change. This is the edge, where the shallow world gives way to the deep, where the paths of the reef meet the vastness beyond. And here, another guardian waits. Far from the shelter of the mangroves, far from the calm waters of the lagoon, another shark waits. The whitetip reef shark, one of the reef's most familiar predators. By day, many rest within caves and ledges like these, conserving energy, waiting. It is a different life from that of the young blacktip in the lagoon. Different waters, different challenges, yet both belong to the same system. To many, predators appear separate from the reef, as though they exist above it. But predators are part of the reef story, not apart from it. Predators help maintain balance. They remove the weak, the injured, the vulnerable, helping prevent any single species from overwhelming the others. Beyond the reef lies a different world, a world of stronger currents, greater distances, and fewer places to hide. The journey that began in a shallow lagoon reaches its farthest point here, at the edge. The reef did not raise these predators alone. The mangroves played their part, the nursery played its part, the reef flats played theirs, every path leaving its mark upon another. Apo Reef is often remembered for moments like these. The sharks, the walls, the endless blue, but none exist alone. To understand this place, we must see the whole system. From above, the reef appears as a collection of separate places: an island, a lagoon, a forest, a reef wall, the open sea. But the paths of life do not follow the boundaries we draw. A young snapper begins among the roots. One day, it joins the reef. The reef feeds the water column. The water column feeds the predators, and the cycle continues. The shark, the parrotfish, the trevally, the turtle, the pigeon. None follow the same path, yet each depends on the others. Remove the mangroves, and the nursery weakens. Remove the nursery, and fewer fish reach the reef. Remove the reef, and the system begins to unravel. This is not a collection of habitats, it is one living system. a network of paths shaped by millions of lives, each connected to another. And perhaps that is the lesson Apo Reef offers. No life stands entirely alone, not here, not anywhere. Yet for all its beauty, this place remains vulnerable. Its future depends on another path, one shaped by human hands. For thousands of years, the reef followed its own rhythms. Currents moved across the atoll, fish gathered in great schools, sharks patrolled the edges, and life continued along ancient paths. But even places as vast as this are not beyond harm. Across many reefs in the world, overfishing, destructive fishing practices, and habitat loss have altered systems that took centuries to form. Apo Reef was not immune. Yet this story is not only about what was lost, it is also about what was protected and what was allowed to recover. Today, Apo Reef remains protected through the work of many people. Park rangers, researchers, conservation workers, and communities who understand the value of this place. Much of their work happens quietly, far from the cameras. Yet every patrol, every survey, every decision to protect rather than exploit helps keep these paths open. The future of the young shark depends on the lagoon. The future of the lagoon depends on the mangroves. The future of the reef depends on all of them. And now, part of that future depends on us. Conservation is often spoken of as protection, but protection is only the beginning. To protect a place, we must first understand it. And when we understand the connections that sustain a living system, we begin to understand what is truly at stake. Apo Reef is more than coral, more than fish, more than sharks. It is a living network of paths, and every path matters. As day gives way to night, the reef continues its ancient rhythm. The pigeon returns to the forest. The parrotfish settle among the coral. The Trevallies gather in the fading light, and the sharks continue their patrols. Different lives, different paths, yet all connected to the same living system. One day, this young shark will leave these sheltered waters. It will follow the reef outward, toward deeper currents, toward a world it has never seen. For now, the lagoon is enough. The paths remain. The question is whether we will choose to keep them open. I am the keeper of paths, and this path continues.